A new feature in MS Project 2016 is the capability to have multiple timelines. In earlier versions of MS Project, you can have only one timeline. To do that, first enable the timeline view. So we are going to enable it, go to View tab, Split View, and we are going to enable the timeline. As I did that, the timeline become visible here for us, which you have created earlier, and we have customized the bar, the color coding, the milestones we have done earlier. It's a single timeline for the project with various phases and subphases in the project. Now let us say there is a requirement that instead of having in one, we want to have this design and development phase in another timeline, or the product testing cycle, this phase, in another timeline. That is possible in 2016. So I'm going to select this timeline, go to Timeline Tools, Format, and I'm going to remove this pan and zoom. Now this is available. Now in case you are wondering why the color coding here is slightly less and it is more deeper, the reason is it is showing the progress. For example, website creation is 22% complete as shown here. Requirement analysis phase is 84% complete, so it is almost 84% complete. Or design and development phase, it is 7% complete as showing in the view of up to here. It is more deeper in the color. Our job here is to have multiple timelines. So what I'm going to do, I'll drag it a bit below, and I'm going to decrease the width of the bar. Instead of 2, I'm going to make it 1, the text lines. To add another timeline, simply go to Insert Group and say Timeline Bar and click on it. It will add a timeline. Now we want to take the design and development phase and move it to the second timeline. So I'm going to drag it and move it to here. Phase 1 also will come here. So I'm going to drag it and move it to here. Phase 2 will move it here. Now this will make it this way. Phase 2 will be here. Now it is properly aligned. Similarly, we can add one more timeline for product testing cycle. So I'm going to again timeline bar, add a timeline bar. It got added one more. I'm going to drag this one to here. Take the testing cycle, move it to here. Testing cycle 1 will move it here. UAT testing will move it here. And I will take a one, and this one will go to top. So this is how we have now 3 timelines. On the first one we have the project one. In the second timeline we have with respect to design and development phase. On the third timeline we have the product testing related phases, activities, or the work packages. There is one more thing also you can do. Instead of showing the entire width of the project or the time duration of the project for a timeline, you can compress it to your expected date range. Let us say I want to compress it to the date range or make it more compact. So I am going to select that one, select it, and go to show and hide under that date range. By default it is saying the project start and finish dates are taken. We can take the custom dates. So this product testing is happening from 5th of February and it is finishing somewhere here, that is 13th of March. So I am going to say it is starting 2/5/18. It is finishing on 13th of March. I'll go one date before and one date after, and I'll say OK. So this is from 4th of February till 14th of March, and say OK. And I did that. Now it is more compact and you have a compact view. I can select it, and like that, what we have seen earlier before, they can copy the timeline to an email or copy the timeline to a PowerPoint and send it to your respective team members. If, for example, your testing team member may not be interested on what is happening all across, they are interested only on this portion, or your design and development team member are not interested in other parts, they want to see in this part. So if you have a bigger project, you can have multiple timelines, and depending on your stakeholder needs, you can customize it and send the reports to the respective stakeholders.